Hello my little droogies, that's my favourite intro so far and you know I think I'm going to stick with it from now on. Bonus points for anybody who can tell me which novel that is a reference to. In yesterday's video I talked about writing a blurb for your novel. I will link that down below for anybody who doesn't have a blurb yet, and in today's video we are going to be creating a Pinterest board and a playlist ready for your novel. These of course are purely optional, you do not need a Pinterest board or a playlist to write your novel, but a lot of writers do find them extremely useful. I personally would recommend it. A Pinterest board in particular can really help writers to come up with really immersive and detailed descriptions of all of their characters and surroundings. If you are introducing a new character and you're not sure how to describe them, you can refer back to the images on your Pinterest board, find a picture of that character and just describe what you see in the picture. Or if you're trying to describe a location but you're not sure what the scenery should look like, you can search through your Pinterest images and have a look and see what kind of scenery do those images have. So let's head over to pinterest.com or .co.uk in my case. I've never actually made a Pinterest board before, so this will be a new experience for me. Let's create a nice new shiny account. So it asks what I'm interested in. I suppose what you should choose depends a lot on what genre you're going to be writing in. So things like interior design and women's fashion could be useful if you're writing a cozy romance novel. Travel would be great for anybody who is writing a novel that is set on a holiday location. There's wedding reception ideas there for if your novel has a wedding in it. Nature photography could potentially be useful for any genre, really. Not really seeing anything here that could be useful for writing a steampunk fantasy. Let's go with drawing ideas, art, nature photography, and you know what, screw it, let's go with adorable kittens. Nothing to do with steampunk, but it's always nice to look at pictures of adorable kittens. So let's click on Meet Your Home Feed and we can start putting together a Pinterest board. Oh my god, look at the tiny knitted guinea pigs! Oh my god, those are so cute, I want one so bad! Anyway, this is definitely not recommending anything that I can use for the novel that I'm working on right now, so let's just look up steampunk and see what it comes up with. Now this is more like it. Loads of good stuff I can use for inspiration right here. Let's add that train station, that floating city. My novel has a floating city in it, so that is very useful. I like this cityscape over here. That airship looks cool. I'm just spoiled for choice here, I like everything. That book is really cool, but I'm looking for landscapes at the moment. I'll have that one, and that one, and you get the idea. So if you have any locations in mind for your novel, type some keywords into the search engine like beautiful beach or luxurious hotel or haunted mansion and see what images Pinterest has to inspire you. Now let's try and find some characters. This bit might be a bit trickier because for characters the descriptions are going to need to be a bit more specific. So let's type in black teenage boy with orange monk's robes and see if it comes up with anything remotely like what I'm looking for. Nope, thought not. Now, if you struggle to find any pictures of people that you would like to use as a reference for your characters, you can draw them yourselves, which I don't think any of us have time for right now. NaNoWriMo is only 11 days away. Or you could always use an AI art generator. Let's give that a go right now. I will use Deep AI. So just type in the details of what you want your character to look like and see what we get. Oh no. Oh dear. What is wrong with this poor boy's face? It looks like someone made a wax figure and its face melted in the sun. Oh dear. AI art comes up with some weird stuff. Let's try again. Oh, that's better. That's much better. That is pretty much perfect, actually. My character's head is clean shaven, but other than that, this is pretty much exactly how I pictured him. Yeah, I like this picture. So I am going to copy it and add it to my Pinterest board. So if we just save that picture to my Pinterest board, and now my board has a picture for one of the characters and some inspiration for the landscapes. So I think I can leave it with you guys from here. You can add pictures for objects that the characters own, buildings that they live in, their pets, pretty much anything that shows up in your novel, add it to your Pinterest board. Next, let's put together a playlist. I'm going to use YouTube for my playlist because I don't have an account anywhere else. Now, what kind of music people add to their writing playlist is completely different for each writer. Some writers just like to have a playlist of all their favourite songs. Some authors like to use songs that are specific to the tone of the novel. So for a romance novel, you could include some sappy love songs. If you're writing an action-packed thriller, maybe some dramatic rock songs. If it's a comedy, maybe include some really upbeat, happy songs, whatever you feel fits the genre that you are writing in. On the other hand, some writers find it pretty much impossible to concentrate on writing when they are listening to any music that has lyrics. I am definitely one of those people. Background music can be really useful for setting the scene, but if the music is a song that has lyrics, then the lyrics will distract me from the words that I'm writing. So if you're like me and you can't handle lyrics in your background music, then I recommend using soundtracks from movies, TV shows, and computer games. Again, you can help set the tone for your novel by choosing music with the same tone. So if you're writing a horror novel, you could listen to the soundtrack from Halloween or The Shining, or maybe a game like Resident Evil. If you're writing a romance or a slice of life story, then I recommend pretty much any Studio Ghibli soundtrack. That music is always nice and ambient. Memoirs of a Geisha has a lovely soundtrack. The Hours, Pride and Prejudice, something like that. If you're writing a mystery or thriller, then the soundtrack to Sherlock Holmes could get you into the detective mode. Maybe something like LA Noire. Anything with violins I find is good to put you in a mystery-solving mood. If you're writing a historical novel, there are so many amazing soundtracks to choose from. Gladiator, Braveheart, Schindler's List, The Last Samurai, Spartacus, Titanic. I suppose it depends a lot on what country and time period your novel is set in, but generally when it comes to historical novels, you will always be able to find an awesome movie soundtrack for whatever setting your novel has. And if you're writing a fantasy, I don't even know where to begin. There's Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, Dragon Age, Skyrim, Final Fantasy. Most fantasy movies, shows and games seem to have a really awesome soundtrack. And there is this one band I really love called Two Steps from Hell, who conduct the most amazingly epic music that would be the perfect addition to any fantasy soundtrack. So be sure to check them out if you are writing a fantasy. Alternatively, if you find any kind of music distracting and you prefer complete peace and quiet while you write, you might enjoy a soundtrack of ambient sounds. All over YouTube you can find tracks that go on for hours and hours of nothing but pure ambient noise. Things like birds chirping, relaxing waterfalls, gentle rain, crackling fireplaces, things that put you in a really nice, relaxed mood. In fact, you know what? I'm going to put together a soundtrack for lots of different genres, and I am going to post all of them in the description, so that if you're struggling to come up with a playlist of your own, you can just have a look at mine and see if any of them might work for you. So your homework for today is to put together a Pinterest board and fill it with lots of images that you can use as inspiration for your novel. Fill it with images of your characters, locations, objects that appear in your novel, and anything else you can think of. Next, create a playlist for yourself if you enjoy listening to music or ambient sounds while you write. Fill it with music that will inspire you or sounds that will relax you. And of course, check out my playlists if you're not sure what music to include in your own. But now we have written a blurb, we have created a Pinterest and a playlist, and that means that we are finally ready to announce our projects. At last, I thought this day would never come. And in my next video, that is exactly what we are going to be doing. We are going to be announcing our projects so that we are nice and ready for when NaNoWriMo begins. But we are done for today, guys. Have fun putting together your Pinterest boards and your playlists. Please don't forget to like the video if you liked it and subscribe if you want to see more. Every like and every subscriber helps my channel grow just that little bit more. Anyways, have fun and I hope I see you guys all again tomorrow. Hello, it's me, Avery from the future. I am back and I'm going to be making a much bigger appearance from here on out. We have gotten to the stage of my vlog where we are going to be spending a lot more time talking about the NaNoWriMo website, the NaNoWriMo community, and NaNoWriMo as an organisation. And of course, this is where Avery from the future is needed because Avery from the past made most of these videos before she even heard about any of the NaNoWriMo controversy. So in tomorrow's video, I am still going to be talking about creating a project on the NaNoWriMo website, but for those of you who don't want to use the NaNoWriMo website, or for those of you who used to use the NaNoWriMo website but don't use it anymore, I will be looking into trying to find websites that are very similar in terms of creating a writing project, giving yourself goals and tracking your progress. So I hope I see you guys tomorrow for that.